while they are not dedicated, they are obviously working on different projects for different clients as well.
And so how are you tracking it on your side? So I understand, you have a lot of automations, you love systems. And what another thing can happen, I'm also like going back again to the GHL Success Academy kind of mindset, because here anybody would be just starting. Because initially when you start, there's this called shiny object syndrome,
Any
right? You
object syndrome,
design
yeah.
one thing, you say, okay, let's do ClickUp. You buy Slack, let's get Slack. We have HighLevel, let's get HighLevel. And then at the end, you have, you're paying so much for, the tools. So what is your weapon of choice as
So
far as, bringing it all in the data and reporting?
I'll tell you, I have practically used every single project management tool ever existed on this planet. I have been a very big fan of Jira. I used to be a very big fan of Monday.com. Then I moved to Trello, and then I've been using both. I'm a big spreadsheet guy. People say they can't see my fingers when I'm working on the spreadsheets. You understand the data guys. And then eventually we move towards ClickUp because it's a requirement of most of our agency partners. Now, as of this time, we are pushing a lot towards the AI marketing, all-in-one marketing solutions like GoHighLevel. We are promoting a lot to the agency owners like, hey, you need to have a system where you can track from the time your marketing efforts bring in a lead to the task to the information of your clients, and it should be connected with all the other systems and tools that you guys are using. So for instance, if you are working on a silo ClickUp and if you are working on a silo spreadsheet and you are working on anything, and then your dedicated person is required from your team to update everything into another CRM or into another software that your client, that will be a local business owner, will be using. So with the help of GoHighLevel, most of the agency owners that we are seeing is what they are doing is like they are building the whole one all-in-one solution. Once they have received the lead that came from the Facebook ad, that came from one of the conference or exhibition that they have attended for a roofing companies, they got the lead, that lead came in. Now their sales team is interacting in that channel as well, in the same CRM as well. They are seeing their whole pipeline of leads over there. Once that is converted into a service, that means now this agency owner is going to provide them SEO service, website design development. As soon as it's locked an onboarding project, it goes into the ClickUp through the API connected with the GoHighLevel. So the GoHighLevel is now becoming this centralized solution, the central hub for all the information. And now the business owner says like, hey, you know what? I am using Service Titan, I'm using Job Nimbus, I'm using this and that. I'm using spreadsheets. I'm an old school guy. I want my business to be received all the leads and all the information into a CEO dashboard. I'm not very techy as you guys. I want to see everything over there. So now the same GoHighLevel can create sub accounts by that agency owner, and all the visibility is transformed to the business owner. So now that business owner is also seeing all the information, how many leads they received, how many leads have been followed up, all the reputation management, everything. While the agency owner is also saying if they have new onboarded business owners coming in, leads or onboarding clients, they are seeing everything. And now they can even connect it not just with their own internal dashboards, the CEO dashboards, or whatever the tool they are using. So eventually everything is coming down to the GoHighLevel as a centralized hub, and that's actually with the AI implementation and everything, that's actually now becoming the future. You guys
Yeah,
know
we
about it,
love it
right?
here. The GHL Success Academy, we are actually built on HighLevel and also on RepStack. We've had, quite a few tools, but we just moved off of ClickUp. That was
Mm.
really one of the big, ticket
Big
items.
step, yeah.
Yeah, so we moved everything on our Google Sheets, and we have a lot of automations, but HighLevel helped us to get there, to get off of ClickUp. As
Yes.
my previous life, I was a project manager, also program
Yes.
manager. So I've used Jira and all those,
Mm.
Salesforce and all the CRMs and stuff. But a HighLevel is clunky, but it
Mm.
gives you a little bit of, I think, width to experiment with it.
Experiment, yeah.
It's been used in ways that I don't think even the owners or the people who were coding it could have imagined. But it is
Mm.
only growing. And if you're starting again your own agency, the first thing you would want to maybe start is from HighLevel.
Yeah.
And that's what we give in our Success Academy also, is that
Mm,
if anybody is starting, we'll get the training started on how to build your agency
mm,
on just high level. And then, of course,
mm,
you have all the other tools that you would need some chat, you wouldn't need, because it's not actually a project management tool.
mm,
But initially, we're trying to see, how we can divide and conquer and bring most of these activities within high level. So
mm.
that's interesting from your side. So I was seeing, okay, you have all these, you said tracking is done. You have a lot of clients. What about on the services side, right? So and because our coach Josh Nelson, he says riches around niches. So do
Yeah.
are you niche down on the service side that, okay, we only do SEO, we only do websites, we only do media buying, so, or you do everything that anybody wants, a digital marketing agency wants.
So my almost touching seven-figure e-commerce marketing agency was killed by Josh Nelson's theory of niches because we were serving all the e-commerce clients. And since I myself is a big on e-commerce, we have our own homegrown brands. The part of the communities that I'm part of are like they have like $250,000 store on an average, which is like a startup store that is like considered. Now, those
Mm.
communities, I have like divorced those communities because of Josh Nelson. So he is responsible for that. Because once I start listening, it was the pandemic time. I was listening to all these success interviews and everything. And I was like, we are fulfilling everybody under the sun, and that's not should be the case because every day it's a new art, it's a new dish, it's a new thing, it's a
Mm.
new struggle, it's a new grind. It should be a repeatable process. It should be a productized service. It should not be like every day I have to be on the sales calls thinking like it's a new strategy session that I have to come up with a new solution finding, methodology that we have to implement. So eventually I started learning that Josh is mostly focusing towards the local businesses. And obviously, local businesses are huge in volume as compared to the e-commerce industry. While the e-commerce industry may have higher revenues, but the volume wise, you have a lot of local businesses in US. So I started understanding the niche concept. I had then as you know you from you and I share one thing similar, that is data. So the love of my data took me to the niche hunt. So I crawled all the Google My Business categories. I crawled all the Yelp categories. I crawled every single thing, and that's again not the GPT Chat GPT era. That means
Mm.
everything was done manually. Everything was done on spreadsheets, and I I came to the conclusion that there are around 768 categories for for local businesses in Google My Business. And obviously, if they have listed that, that means obviously these are the ones which are required. Then we have understood like repair, installation, service provider. There are then sub services. So for instance, there is a repair shop. Then there is a boat repair shop. Then there is a repair shop for different industries, and then it's spread across, right? So I understood that all of these services, all of these local businesses, they do not go like if somebody is a garage door installation company, they do not go with like, hey, we will also go and trim your trees because we are here to install your garage door. We're not going to trim your trees because we're not specialized for that. And then I realized that they are making more money. So then I find out that there are agencies who are just serving garage door. There are agencies who are just doing lawn care, like, Tony Ricketts from Lawn Care, and
Mm.
they're doing eight figures and seven figures. I was like, all right, so now as an agency provider, we also have to niche down. So we have killed our e-commerce agency. We've started focusing on local businesses, which means now we only serve agencies in local businesses or some of them professional services, and also we niche down on our services. We are not going to create, let's say, we are not going to write a software for you, but we are doing everything that brings in leads for you, which includes SEO, Google ad, Facebook ad, website design, development, content writing, automation system. But if you say like, hey, can you design a logo for us? No, sir, we are not your company. You need to go to a creative agency. So that's how we evolved over time. And we believe in the niches. We believe that if you have niche down and your authority is built around that niche, that means that you will definitely able to scale because you have to understand your market, you have to understand your industry, you have to understand your customer and their pain. Most people argue with me, then they say like, hey, you know what? In local businesses, if there is a tree trimming company and a lawn care company, they have the similar. pain areas. Yes, they all need leads. They all need a website. Oh my God. Wow. And they probably Zoom likes it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so they all need all of these things. But again, the lawn care, if they are going into luxury lawn care or golf course lawn care, their ticket size is much bigger than a tree trimmer who is doing in an old people town.
Hmm.
If somebody is doing services in Longview, Texas, which is 35,000 population city, versus somebody doing in Houston or Austin or Dallas, that will be a different game. So we have to understand the market and everything. So again, riches are in the niches. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
so I love it. And one other thing also is in the why the niche is important is number one thing for everybody here is, it gets you to do less. The idea is not to
Yes,
do everything. Saad was saying
everything.
they were treating or catering to everybody under the sun. You want just one little tiny little piece. You want to just focus, guard your focus, and as you grow, as you keep adding to your expertise, you're gonna get opportunities to do more. Don't do it just because you
Yeah.
can do stuff does not mean you should do it. Keeping it simple, same thing we did at RepStack last year or so. We were in 5,000, and
Hmm.
we've had seen some growth also. And then everybody comes, and we are all on the podcast, and the question again in the coaching sessions is, what did you guys do different? And Mike, and then we went back and thought about it. And once you put so much and time and energy on thinking that what works and what does not. So my thing was like my conclusion is that we did not do anything different. We just kept on
Mm.
doing what we did for last five
Yeah.
years, and we just got better at it. And then we got an
Mm.
option, right? Of course, oh, let's do this. And then we did not. We
Mm.
trusted our system and process because guess what? We built our system, so we have to trust it, and we kept filling up gaps. Anytime there was a little bit minor tweak required, fine tuning it. So we kept on improving, and then very small little baby steps, as you said, you can see that improvement going on each step, each process, each team, not expanding, doing
Mm.
less. Our roles, I think we started with 8 or 9 roles. Now we're only focusing on 4 roles. So keeping it
Mm.
simple builds you, and now you can just focus on it. You can become really, really, really good at it, what you're doing. All the cliches, jack of all, king of none. And then you
None.
become an authority in your, there's 700, as Saad just said, and like Google business,
Yeah.
yes, so that's a lot, right? So, but
Lot of
with
category there.
Google, even if you get one, pick one and become a champion of it.
Yeah.
That's very important, and the same goes also on the services that you're providing. It's not just okay.
Yeah.
We're only going to be working with real estate agents, but yeah, we're only going to be doing automations, or we're only going to be doing media buying and this. You don't want to be doing everything also.
Everything. Yeah.
So that's really interesting. So okay, so that was good. Really good insight, Saad. So once you started doing it, how are you managing it? What's your team structure like? So do you bring in experienced people from the market? You train yourself. How's the development side of things going on? So none, because as you said, you have so many businesses that are going. So now if you're starting an agency, or if you're trying, you have people growing, what is the cycle for people development in your world?
That's a very good question. So in our company, the since we are mostly focused towards the skill outsourcing, the project deliverability, that means like we need people more towards the technical side rather than the intrapersonal side. So this means that they are trained towards the technicalities of the skill set. For instance, if they needs to be really good at SEO, but they rarely communicate with any of the clients or agency owners. That means they have to be top notch in the SEO. They have to be top notch in the content writing, in the web development, in the ad and performance and funnel building. But these are not the people who will be mostly communicating with the clients. That means they are more trained around implementation, deliverability, and understanding and problem solving. But then we have a tier of team, which we call project team or client success team. These are the one who communicate with our agency partners who are asking about all the deliverability. So they are the one who are mostly representing the whole team and providing like, hey, yeah, we have done this and that for you, and they understand the culture, they understand the requirements, they understand the need of the client, but they are just for the communication purposes. So what we do is to implement all these skills is that we induct from different universities. We have different roles. We start from internship and we bring them to a training program that is a 3-month training program which is in-house, and you have to come here. We have like around 40% of remote teams and 60% of in-house team with 3 offices in Lahore. So what we do is like we train that person 3 months. The one who got successfully achieved their targets, they are offered with the job with the HexaClicks, and then they become part of a team as a junior expert or a junior executive. And then down the road, after 4 years, they have the opportunity to go up the career ladder, become the team lead, and become a manager. We have people here with us for 7, 8 years now working with us. We have people here who have now 8, 9 years who are now head of operations and managing everything here. So everything was built ground up, and all these people were invested with a lot of care and consideration and skill, and provided them with the right opportunity, to uplift the skill set, which will help them to actually scale in the future and excel in the future.
And then also you're right, you're very well networked. You've seen all these roles, you've been in the market for some time.
Yes.
So for right now, people who are joining or starting or coming out of universities, and we have people, of course, going through GHL admin certification. How do you see the market, job market, first of all, or the entrepreneur? If a visionaries, if someone wants to do that, we have, of course, Upwork, freelancers. How's the digital marketing, market for right now? People who are inspiring to get into this right now, especially
Perfect,
because
perfect question. Yeah.
given. Sorry, and one last part,
Mm.
especially because it comes with now an added bonus, which is remote work that you
Yes,
might be able to
yes,
do.
yes, yes. I'll start with one of the thing that because of you guys, we have also started considering, remote culture adaptability, because as in Pakistan, it's a culture of orthodox way of running your business, which is like obviously you have to have
Hmm.
flashy offices. In our Lahore office, we have put every facility for our team, and but obviously you will be limited with the geographic area, and you will not be able to cater the talent which may be in Islamabad, northern areas, or down in Karachi in Pakistan. You will be only facilitating the pool of talent which will be around here. And then again, we were having that discussion in Miami, Florida, at the Josh Nelson's member intensive, that having the remote opportunity is the biggest blessing for especially the skilled people in Pakistan, because now you will be reducing your commute, you will be reducing your stress, you will be reducing everything else that you are fear to face when you step out of your comfort zone, which is your home. And now you can work more productively and with the comfort of your family around you, and you can have more spare time which you can spend more towards learning more skills or spending it back to with your family. So this is a great opportunity, and we are learning a lot on that aspect, and we are adopting as well towards the more remote culture as well. Now, answering your big question, if you have anything to add, then I'll
No,
answer
that's
your
it. That was it, right? So now, yeah, so that's there for us. Real quick was, that we also got a female population
yes.
in RepStack in our digital marketing world, because it is really hard. Even if I'm a guy in Pakistan, I can still go out at 6, 7 p.m. and come back
Yeah,
at 3 a.m. But as if I would not have seen my sisters or my cousins go out at 7 p.m. at night and coming home at 4 a.m. from work. That is kind of a tough. Now with this,
true that.
we've tapped into like really, really high qualified resources, female
Mm.
resources specifically, wives, mothers, daughters and sisters
Daughters, yeah.
who were not able to go leave their home, and now they can just work. They're very, very highly skilled. They're very, very motivated.
Yes.
They're really hungry for growth. And now, coming into this world of digital marketing with remote access to jobs and making money, it bridges a lot of good, opportunities. And we were really lucky here. Also, you can
Mm.
see we have our whole team at GHS Success Academy, mostly females, and then at RepStack we're like 65% female. So that's a big, big one. Yeah. So now going back to the actual question, which is it growing? Is there potential there, or is it too late? What do you see right now as far as the growth in careers and money making opportunities?
So the way I see it's like the US agency business in have grown tremendously. As we are saying, like 60,000 plus agencies which are on the books that we can see are there in US only, catering to 52% of the 33 million businesses which are considered as small and medium-sized businesses. Now, which means there is still a 50% of 33 million that is untapped by these US agencies, which means these US agencies are having on an average of 200, 300 clients each on a ratio basis, which means if you have like 150 clients, you are already a seven-figure agency. That means you have so much work that you cannot cater it. You need
Yeah.
skills, you need people, you need talent, you need project managers, success managers, SEO guys, sales guys. You cannot just rely on one or two or three freelancers and you can build this business, your agency business in US in that competitive market and hope that you will turn your into six figure into seven figure and seven figure into eight figure. So that's why the coaches like Josh Nelson, Adam Arhat, Keaton Walker, they all are promoting one thing and one thing only, that you have to have a system, and without that system, you cannot fulfill to these businesses. Now, that system is comprised of teams, skills, and automated systems, the
Mm.
processes. Now, these things comprise and build you an agency which can help you grow, like you means like the US agency owners grow them. Now, in last 3 to 4 years, these agency owners have realized one thing, that market like Pakistan, India, and Philippines are gold mine. Why? Because finding somebody over there is $2,500 a pop, which is like bare minimum, which is like I think it's below average to even motivate an employee over there, to work for you on any of the talent side. So they've realized if we hire resource from Philippines, India, and Pakistan, we will be able to bring more energy, more talent, and literally we compare ourselves like we are more technical as compared to many of these nations. So
Mm.
they do not want to go into nitty-gritty. As a CEO, um if you bring a problem in front of me, I will not hesitate and jump into it. I will try to find the broken code. I will try to find the discrepancy in the data. I will try to fix the design. But over there, the culture is different. They believe in working on the business rather than working in the business. This means they are more dependent on the countries like Pakistan and the skill set like Pakistan, which means there should be a very smooth and designed or purpose-oriented system which keep pumping in all the talent to these agencies, which will be fulfilling for these 33 million businesses, which is around and it's a $100 billion industry, the US agency. It's going to
Mm.
be 184 as by this year, I believe, and 230 billion by 2030 at US advertising and marketing agencies, which means this all revenue is required to be catered by skill set. Now, where this skill set is, that is in Pakistan. One of the awesome countries is Pakistan. Why? Because we are hardworking country. We are a country which has resilience, adaptability, and ability to learn quicker and faster than many other nations. On top of that, we have a huge proportion of youth. The people who are we are producing more graduates on average from our universities. Our universities are up to the mark. English is very commonly,
Mm.
spoken language here. Communication is not the issue. Time zone is not the issue because we do not have a culture where you have to go to bed by 7. Like I literally had my dinner most of the time, middle of the night. So we are not somebody who is who can be like, hey, this point does not take, so probably you guys are not the best fit. We actually compete on many fronts. And then on top of that, we have a huge workforce of freelancers who are contributing towards our IT industry. We have a huge entrepreneurial mindset over here, which means people are actually generating their own ideas into solid businesses. And on top of that, we have a very good infrastructure of these cities where we are pulling in the talent and nourishing. So, for instance, if I'm in Lahore, most of the RepStack offices, I believe, are in Islamabad, and then we have companies from Karachi. If we see, it's not an issue to find a co-working or find a good internet connection, and stuff like that. So, considering this all, the demand is so huge in US that I do not think that if everybody in Pakistan started providing fulfillment for these guys, it can be covered up. And this now talking from the Pakistani youth and Pakistani fresh graduates and Pakistani people who are actually starting their career, let's talk about from their perspective. If you want to make more money, if you want to get more skilled a career, not something
Hmm.
that you go into a big corporate and you try fighting all these politics. You can comment better than me on that, yeah. And then trying to go up the ladder because you are a boss pleasing kind of a person. If you want to make everything under the comfort of your house, home, or your even office in your favorite city without moving anywhere, the only way in Pakistan is through IT services. And now I'm promoting a lot as part of the Pakistan startup community as well. I'm the one of the founder, and I'm pushing a lot towards this. That if you want to uplift and upgrade your lifestyle, the quickest way is to adopt to the tech marketing. The tech marketing means these agencies, the tech companies who needs marketing services. And when we talk about marketing in today's world, that's all about how good you can utilize all these funnels and all this SEO, Google ad, Facebook ad, perfect. But how good you can integrate them. And when we talk about integration, it all boils down to the one platform only, and that is GoHighLevel. So if you are somebody who understand GoHighLevel, you understand AI automation, you understand how to run Google ad, Facebook ad, and how it works, your demand in the world is so high that you cannot even imagine. We were there in Dallas in the Level Up Summit. We were there on Josh Nelson's Miami
Hmm.
event. I have talked to all these agency owners, and one thing that I have seen is like they are hungry to bring in people who are not just tasked to us, but thinkers. They are the one
Hmm.
who understand what the end goal is, and they create the system around it. They manage everything around it.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
biggest thing
it's
to that point, that what I wrote down was that the agency owners want people who are living their vision. They just don't want
yeah,
someone coming in the
yes,
same thing. And that's what I think, the opportunity of us in Pakistan is, because we know we have drive. We know we want more. We know we are
more
hungry. As you said, youngest, one of the youngest populations on the planet, third largest English-speaking country
English
on the
speaking community.
planet. And then also for some reason, I know tech work mostly is at the back end, but for us in North India or Pakistan, the accents are much clearer.
Yeah,
So we have this advantage we've seen at RepStack and GHS Success Academy, that a lot of people have been able to transition on client-facing roles, which is
yeah,
kind of a big step, because if outsourcing, Upwork, and all these things are usually, you see IT work is all in the back end, someone's coding and nobody sees them. But this opportunity in tech marketing, it gives you an
yes.
opportunity that you get a seat on the table. These
Seat on
guys
the table.
want,
Yes,
they don't want, to just you come in and take notes and do exactly. They want you to take ownership. And here's the kind of, the bridge that gives you into the American market. It's next level. Just the experience that is. The other part that you were talking about is the opportunity, the abundance mindset.
the abundance
um,
mindset.
the experience that we have is, that you have slices of pizza. If people say, oh, I just want a slice, what I say, we don't even want a slice. When you cut pizza and you get that slither of cheese just sticks to
Yeah,
the knife, if you can just have that, that's enough. There's so
yeah.
much
It's
abundance.
so
That's
much.
why we are here at GHL Success Academy,
Mm,
sharing everything that we know. Because
mm.
if you can do it, man, kudos to you. You guys go ahead and do it. Again, if you're listening to this call, kudos to that also. It means you want to have coaching, you want to be learning. So there is a lot of opportunity. $100 billion dollar industry, probably it would be more than a couple of trillions.
Yeah,
in a few years. And then 70,000, 60,000 agencies. Everybody's one problem is what we try to solve is, how we get more better people, how we get more qualified people. How can I get, and what Saad also mentioned, work on the business, on in the business.
in the
That's the kind of
business.
people, everybody's looking for. So the opportunity is immense. That's why I think at GHS Success Academy again, coming back at RepStack again, our biggest bottleneck is to get more and more people to get trained, keep working on it, pick a niche, even on the services, on the skill side, you don't want to be doing everything. Account management is, client facing role, SDRs, that's a client facing role, executive assistant. You don't need to be all technical. If you have communication skills and if you think you have a personality, that's an option there too. So now coming to a little bit of the end, I just also wanted to ask Saad, tell us about something. If someone's starting an agency now, our learners, what are some of the pitfalls that you or your trap that are new, people starting agencies or starting a business online? They do it, they make the same mistakes repeatable. What have you seen and what have you learned? If you want to share with our learners any of your personal experiences.
So one of the things that I realized very early in my career is mentorship. I have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars, like more than
Hmm.
$100,000 in mentorships, courses, and paid to people so that I can learn from. I have paid to people who are way ahead than me in the business, and I paid them for their time, their trade secrets, and they shared everything with me, which fast forward me, my business, and my strategies. I'm very proud of saying that, I at one time I was like, oh my God, I got scammed. I should not be doing this. I should not be getting this course done. But today, if I have an opportunity of learning from somebody or paying any amount of money, I'm more than willing to do that if that's bringing value to my business. Today, I'm very proud of that decision that I took few years back when I was young, when I was in my early 20s, and I was like, okay, I do not have enough money. It helped me to scale my business. So I believe that all these young agency enthusiasts from Pakistan, if anybody wants to like start their own agency career, it's a good thing. But do not go into the pitfall of freelancing. The freelancing, we are going to have an event here in Lahore as well, where all the agency owners are coming. And they are coming from across the country. And one thing that we are going to talk about a lot is like how you can get out of this Emmy mindset of being a freelancer forever will help you grow and help your family grow. If you are a freelancer in a start of a career, perfect. It's good for you. But if you keep
Hmm.
doing it for like next 2 years, you will stuck up into a very sweet spot of your economical scam that you will not have the ability to go up or go, downgrade yourself. I
Hmm.
talk a lot of freelancers in Pakistan through my Pakistan startup community, and they talk one thing and one thing only. We started freelancing career through Upwork, through Fiverr. We got some couple of clients. We saw this and that guy making millions of dollars, so we started with it. We start getting like 3,000, $4,000. Now we have upgraded our lifestyle. We got a car, we got iPhone, we got everything. Then we got more money, and now we are into a circle, a loophole where we are unable to understand. We have to communicate with the client. We have to hunt clients. So there is a term called client hunting, very commonly says in the freelancing world in Pakistan. And they do that. And then after that, they do not have enough time to uplift their skills. So if somebody was doing graphic designing and WordPress development and they were making five, four, $6,000, $10,000, they were very happy. Now with the AI adaptability, they do not have enough time because they're fulfilling to their clients themselves as a freelancer. They do not have enough time for their families. They do not have their enough time. But what they are doing is, and they're calculating all the ROI because they are having more money that they can get from a job. So they will keep doing the freelancing, but eventually they are burning out, eventually they are not upgrading,
Hmm.
and eventually they are stuck into a loop. So here comes the point where you have to have a mentorship program, a coaching program, a designed framework which you adopt, you learn, and then you build it into a business rather than you become a solopreneur which is burned out. Your wives, your parents, everybody's complaining, yeah, we are happy with you because you are making money but you are not never available. So that's not
Hmm.
something that we have learned from the US businesses that do not work in the business, work on the business, delegate your system to delegate tasks to the team so they help you grow and you work on the vision, you work on the task which matters the most, which is revenue generation, sales, personal branding, networking. So this is
The fun
something,
stuff.
and yeah, fun stuff. And I'm super against with the freelancing as a career choice in Pakistan. We are a third world country. We have to understand we have to either build a business or become a part of a business to build it. If we
Hmm.
keep on doing freelancing, we will stuck up to the level where we cannot grow after a certain limit. Now, many
Yeah.
people argue with me like they say, like, hey, you know what, you are wrong. We are making 10, $15,000, if you see the money flowing from businesses, probably it's a one day good lunch is around $800 in Miami, 4 or 5 people. So it's a revenue of a freelancer in Pakistan, and they are ready to quit their jobs because of that revenue. So changing the mindset and perspective is very important. I'll add one
Hmm.
more point here, Nathan. Pakistani freelancers Pakistani freelance community and Pakistani freelancers, they are doing a phenomenal job in bringing a lot of people towards independent earning without, stepping out of their comfort zone. Upwork and all these marketplaces are designed to empower these early age, fresh, youngsters. But
Hmm.
these marketplaces are not designed to help you scale your business. I was talking to a lot of agency owners, and I was saying, why don't you go on Upwork and hire a web designer? They said, no, we are done with it. So every other agency owner, when they started, they all started with Upwork, they all started with
Hmm.
Fiverr, they all started with all these marketplaces, the groups, they go and put up a post and 1,000 people are DMing them. Eventually they say, like, we are done and dusted with that. We are not going that route. We need a solution. We need a company which can give us guaranteed talent, a design talent. We can't manage as soon as we pay, oh my God, as soon as we pay to the freelancer, they ghost us. Why? Because they are working with so many
Yeah.
clients, and all they
Big job.
respond is like, hey, somebody died, or we don't have power, or this is happening in our country. In fact, if they hired from a proper channel where the company is taking responsibility for the skill uplifting, they are taking care of the not just the technicalities, but the communication. So the ease between the two parties, the agency owner and the person, they do not have to train the person. They do not have to take care of the off days. Literally, I received a call from one of the agency, a student of Josh. He met me in Miami. He called me. He said, like, Saad, can you help me with something? I was like, yeah, what? He said, like, one of my team members, she's from Pakistan, Islamabad, and she needs to we want to send her some flowers and bouquet. She is pregnant and she is expecting, and we want to congratulate them, and I'm unable to find a good vendor over there. I was like, yeah, I'll manage it for you. And we had a conversation. I was like, man, that's so nice of you. Like, you are taking care of your employees in Pakistan. And he's like, you know, this girl started working with me. She got married and now she is like expecting a baby.
Hmm.
She helped us build our business.
Grow.
And you see my point. So the relationship they build is that cannot be built with a freelancing mindset.
Yeah.
So this is something very
Freelancer, I
important.
love, yeah. So love that freelancing is good. Get in there, but
Yeah.
don't get comfortable because it's
Comfortable
only
over
can
there.
scale at a certain level. After that, you only have so many hours in the day. And then, of course, some people have a regular job and they do it as a side gig. But side hustle always gives you like, part-time results, right? Part-time
True.
stuff. So if you want to focus on, you have to have all, your goals or all your focus on one single point. It just gives you, more focus, more authority, more clarity. And if you're just doing one thing, I was a big multitasker, but now I think multitasking is dead. You gotta do one
That
thing at a time.
one thing.
We have now these cell phones, these TVs, these screens all around us. But when you're on in a conversation, be in a conversation. If you're
Mm.
at work, be at work. If you're doing marketing, just pick one service. It's always, as we said again, going back, that riches are in
Are
niches.
in the niches.
And on the personal side too. So really quick to recap from, we had a great podcast today, Saad. The SEO agency journey, how you bridge your e-commerce to from the boxing journey, and then where the marketing came from. I loved how pulled it together, and then how you're also doing it consistently. It's not this or that.
Yeah.
It only happens if you have your systems and processes, right? I'm a
Yes.
big system and process too, but also initially when you're starting, don't overcomplicate stuff. Start
Yeah.
doing things, and then system comes automatically.
True
The
that.
next big tip that I think we learned from Saad is, coaching buys you speed. If you want to get in and do what someone's been doing before and been successful, surround yourself with successful people. You're
Yes.
like-minded, group mentorship, very, very, very important. So if you're in GHL Success Academy, that's our whole mantra here. Community-based learning. Keep it simple. Again, have your services also. Don't do everything. Don't also cater to everybody under the sun. That was a big thing. This digital marketing world, it gives you remote option. We talked about how that's basically really, really changing lives, literally. For us here, families have been changed. And then, of course, if you're looking for to start, you can start with Upwork, Fiverr, do that, but don't get comfortable because 10,
Yes.
15,000 is good. It's not
Yeah.
great. You don't want
It's
to
not
be
there.
doing it for the rest of your life. At the end,
True
it
that.
is build a team. If you're not part of the bigger team, then you can start your own
Yeah.
business, right? This the opportunity in digital marketing world is remote. It's the walls are coming down. Everybody has access to everything. And I think best part that I picked was that in Pakistan we're resilient, right?
Yes.
We are doers. So if
True.
anybody needs something, there's so much options online. Now nobody can say, "Oh, I could not do it." No, if you want to do it, if you have the
Yeah.
will, if you have the why is very important of
Why
anytime
is
you're
very
doing
important.
something. If you have the right why, then you can do it. And there are like people like, Saad or your GHC Success Academy is here, RepStack is there. We will give you anything if you raise your hand and ask for help. That okay,
True.
can you help us, with that? So having said that, any last things that you want to say before we conclude our show today, Saad?
First of all, for my conclusion remarks, I want to congratulate RapStack for being Inc. 5000. It's I believe sixth or 12th. You guys are in the city. I forgot the numbers, but it's
No,
a
so yeah, so we're
remarkable achievement.
66th. Yeah, so in 66th
66,
fastest HR. In Delaware, we're 19th fastest
we
growing
19,
company. Yeah, so yeah, so
19.
we've been privileged, and the whole idea was there also we kept doing less, kept learning. We spent a lot of money, time, energy, time away from family in getting coaching, going
Yes.
to mentorships, getting people who've done it, going and asking and learning their experiences, spending time, and that's how we met. Saad,
Yeah.
you want to be hanging out with the like-minded people. Fighter
True
pilots
that.
hanging out with fighter pilots.
Quite honest. No, I call you guys Magic Brothers, Jawar, Athar, and Azhar. And these guys are doing phenomenal work. And the Inc. 5000, if somebody has no idea about it, go Google it. It's like a privilege to have for a company, especially from Pakistan, with all the skills and talent being exported from Pakistan, connected with the businesses like seven-figure and eight-figure businesses, which are helping more businesses to make
Hmm.
more money. So this is not something that can be like, you produce something and you shelf it out and people will go and buy from Walmart. It's like a huge thing to manage. So kudos to you guys, especially. And on top of that, I want to take 1 or 2 minutes on explaining why it is important for new people joining in the tech marketing and internet marketing and digital marketing, online marketing, you name it. By the end of the day, it's all about how quickly you can learn to be part of this $100 billion US agency industry. If you are somebody who has the skills, if you have or are somebody who has the acumen to deliver through those skills to these agencies, you can actually not only just start making good money, but you will adopt to a career which is a modern lifestyle. It's not like many careers, like if you are somebody who is working from office and going into like top tower buildings and you do not have a life, this this is a lifestyle. It's not just like a career. You connect with so many
Hmm.
aspects. It's like for me, if you talk digital, I can talk for 3 days nonstop. It's a driving force for me, and I love it. Why? Because I fly a lot around the world, meeting people. I was about to catch the Hong Kong conference of my as to my Thai, and I am going in US, I'm going in UK, I'm meeting like-minded people, and the only way I was able to do it is because I adopted to this career. And the best way to start is, oh, now that's the right
This
time
time
to
is
have
good.
this. This was the right
Yeah.
time. I finally got it. So the only way you can actually do it by stepping into the coaching program. And the best coaching program, I believe, one of them is RepStack Success Academy. You can start with your career into the one of the top AI all-in-one AI marketing tool, which is GoHighLevel. I emphasize a lot on that.
Hmm.
If you have seen companies working with Salesforce, they even become $1 billion companies just by partnering up and providing those services, right? Same with all these software industries. The software houses are working with one or two platform and they are like skyrocketing everything for their companies and for their industry. Similarly, it's for the GoHighLevel. 40,000 agencies as of now are using GoHighLevel. And I believe I had written 1.2 million businesses. And these are old numbers. 1.2
Hmm.
million businesses are using GoHighLevel. High level is being used by 40,000 plus agencies. And we have talked that there are 60,000 plus agencies. So around 15,000 are still thinking about switching their platform or, using it. Kudos to Sean, Varun, and Robin. But at the Level Up Summit, I have seen the economy that they are building around. It's so
Hmm.
huge that if somebody from Pakistan become part of it, they can easily see their next 5, 6 years securely growing. It comprises of AI, it comprises of automation, it comprises of marketing, it comprises of something that delivers revenue to those businesses. So if you have that skill, you can easily be part of that 100 billion US agency industry. And to be part of that industry, the first step is, I believe, join a Success Academy by RepStack.
Yeah, GHL Success Academy, get admin certified, start learning, invest in yourself. That's what we're here for. Anytime you want to grow, the first thing that you want to do is grow yourself personally,
Yeah.
mentally, and of course around your friend circle. You're as good as the five people around you. Thanks again, Saad. It was great conversation. Had an amazing time. Until next time, we'll see you, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the team. I love it.